Your Honor, Judge Andrews, I would like to request a reconsideration of my case. I came to court with the evidence. I had submitted the documents to the court and was relying on the ability to be able to use those documents as well as submitting documents or verifying the documents that had been sent to my Cash App application. And I can show you from my application. Cash App is a financial banking institution that has the bank statements for all the months in question. The only problem is if that document is downloaded and submitted to the court, it can be altered at any given time. I came to court with a surety that my evidence would outweigh the plaintiff's evidence because I know for a fact she did not pay me and she knows for a fact that she did not pay me. The only one that's in the dark on this one is respectfully you, Your Honor, because no transaction like that has ever come to my account and she knows that. I was under the impression, I had no idea that she could actually fabricate a Cash App application. If you look at I still was not able to get a copy of the receipts that she submitted. The courts will not get it to me. I logged on to the portal. I showed up at the courthouse. I requested a copy while I was in court, and I have not been able to get access. They're saying that it's not public information, and I just find that hard to believe because if this is evidence that's being used on me, then I feel like I should have access to see it because to verify that what it is. But I know that it's a fake document because she knows she didn't pay me, and I know she didn't pay me. The only one that doesn't know is the judicial system. So I would like to request reconsideration because I am able to download the statements in question, and it gives every transaction that goes through my Cash App account now, and that's for October all the way to March or April. There's not a lot of activity on my Cash App. There's maybe like four transactions per month. So it'll be an easy way to decipher whether or not that transaction actually took place on this particular account. I know for a fact that the defendant cannot produce the same level of evidence from her phone, directly from her phone. The problem comes when you allow that document to be downloaded, manipulated, then submitted. The issue with me is that my prayers were answered once those individuals and that negative energy had left my premise. I am thankful to the sheriff, whatever he said to get them out. He said, he thought I was listening to the conversation. I wasn't, but whatever he said must have frightened them enough to pack up all those 50 garbage bags full of belongings that they had and get out. So my prayers were answered. The problem is this will produce a growing trend, much like the squatters that are taking over other people's houses and the homeowners is not able to get the squatters out. This will produce that same level of energy and fraud because I'm sure they left the courtroom taunting me, knowing that they hadn't paid, and they were celebratory towards their efforts. So I know that this will be a growing trend that others use to just pay the rent through Cash App, manipulate the Cash App, submit it to the court, and the fact that they would be just that bold to submit those types of documents and rely on the confidence of never being in court. It's very disrespectful to me. It's very disrespectful to the judicial system, and it just is just shocking that anybody would be that confident to submit documents that aren't valid. The more surprising thing is that I'm not able to view those documents. For whatever reason, they're locked, they're hidden, and I would like to get documents, access to those documents, because I want charges brought on those individuals. You're in court, and you know that you're submitting false information. It's not about the money for me. It's really not. My prayers were answered once they left, but it's about hum, the audacity to show up and submit with confidence and deceive the judicial system, which they've done in the past. If you pull up their record, then you'll see that they have other criminal histories for submitting false information to law enforcement previously. But the bottom line is that I know that payment was never received, and I do have the Cash App banking institution, which is regulated by the FDIC. So you cannot add to or take away from, or you cannot hide any transactions, because that's just not how financial institutions work, unless you download the app, manipulate it with any computer generated application, and then submit it to the court, and that's what you received. I am able to download my bank statements for each month in question and submit that to the court to say that no payment like what was alleged has been submitted to my account. Each month you can go through and see that no payment has been submitted. So what I can do is, I would love for a court official to observe me as I download those documents from this app, submit it to the court, so that you can see the small transactions that I have on my Cash Apps. None of those transactions match the fictitious document that she provided to this court. So, and then I also have the video. I was not able to present the video of him admitting that they hadn't paid. He admits it in the video that they hadn't paid, but because of the internet and the shabby access towards the plaintiffs and defendants to be able to access that internet, then I wasn't able to present that. So, but I have included the links in this particular document, so hopefully that will work in my favor, for the evidence that's needed to rule differently in this particular case. Thank you.